OBS didn't bring up the normal windows that it brings up.
But it did start to stream.
It did.
Yeah, because I see the ad running right now.
That's okay. I can just toggle chat on. And
Hello, everybody.
oh, hello.
Yes. I sees us. Hey, have you, Joe? Have you been getting the? I see the don't enter dangerous areas. Blah blah. Have you been getting the heat warning on playing outside in
Yeah.
your game? Yeah, me too.
See, there it is.
Like the sun is trying to kill you. Be careful.
I'm like, oh, it's partly cloudy. Warning.
No, I get those that are dumb, but this one is like it'll give me this, but it'll be a red bar at the top saying there's a heat warning or something as well. And it is. I mean, it's 100 degrees whenever I'm opening that thing up to go home at 5 something at night, you know.
Oh, I've never pulled up the little stats bar before. It tells me if we're dropping frames. I'll keep that up. I like that. I like stats.
You know who does it? Our audience.
Well, forget
I don't know.
them.
They might like it. Uh,
Well, they can't see it.
yeah, so you got the red bar, hazardous weather alert.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting that in sunshine, but I know it says this weather alert is 101, 102 degrees with 105, 109 heat index type of deal. Yeah, it's not cool. Ha! See what I did there? Not cool.
Bah humbug.
All right. Have you got you a trivia? I ask knowing that you haven't put one in yet.
Says you.
I did just look at it. So yeah, it says me. And still nothing there. So ha ha! You can't click that fast.
No, yeah, there's nothing there. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Hardy har har.
Man, my camera's looking good tonight though on the stream. I tell you.
Yeah,
They,
I think I'm gonna order some a light that Ellie had recommended.
okay.
So just gotta
I don't
figure out where to
recommend that
put it.
what I have. It's too much. I've worked
The
on the theory that you can get one of those selfie lights that goes on your phone. That's about the size of a bagel, and it would work. You just put it on like your monitor or something. But I don't know. I don't know what Ellie recommended, so maybe. Hello, Fabian. Mach 3.
ah, that's too much.
Hurry, we ready? No, we still got
No,
6 minutes.
she recommended a one of those ring ones, and it has like 5 different settings on how intense the light is, or whether you're going for warm or soft or whatever.
Yeah, I've got a ring one, and it has like a dial that really cranks it up. If I go more than 3 notches up, it's too much.
Mm.
So, and actually, I had to put an orange light above me to help give that human tone back, even though I'm using the warm lights. But yeah, you'll figure it out. I wouldn't spend more than $60 on it.
Yep.
So I think you can find them for that or cheaper.
I've got a scene set up so that if you leave again, I can switch it over real quick to what.
Oh yeah, 'cause I had to jump out last week.
Yep. So I set up a second scene, and I've got hotkeys set up to switch quickly.
Nice.
Cause I'm a nerd like that.
Yes, you are. Neither one of us is a nerd enough to fix that Thursday night banner on our scene.
I know, right? Well, I don't.
Uh,
I don't have Photoshop.
I do. I just got to remember to do it.
So if I was gonna do it, I'd have to like redo a bunch of stuff, which I could do. It's not the end of the world.
I mean, nothing says we couldn't redo that banner, but I actually do have Photoshop, and we have the original of that. I can just go in and change it. Should be able to go and just change it from Thursday to Friday. Or yeah, from
7:30
7:30
to 8.
p.m. Yeah, that's the Tamarine 19. Is into hizzy for shizzy. Still not seeing random trivia there, Joe. So, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got this.
You hear that, everybody? He got this.
It's very true.
Got this. Facebook or Messenger. Oh man, I need a couple interns for the network, or for me, whichever way you want to look at it.
You need some personal interns.
I mean, I want some people to really be good at promotion and keep content going on our Facebook page. I'd love somebody to work headliner for all the shows. Uh, yeah, that's a really packed surface request, but there's a lot of unpacking you can do in that. And yeah, I do what I can, and Joe does what he can for the show. But I mean, I do it for 4 shows technically, 3 on the network, 1 off the network, and Joe does the notes and does the broadcast. Mike does the audio and the production. So it's a lot of moving pieces.
And then for Dragon Con, I've got a few months worth of coding to do.
Yeah, that you volunteered for.
Hey, but I think
Luckily, you have 12 months. Well, you have about 6 months.
yeah, well, I want to get it up sooner than that so that we can start having people put their panel suggestions in. But that UI, I think I'm liking how it's turning out so far.
Well, good. Just so you know, I don't plan on opening suggestions till January.
Oh, okay.
That gives you
All
that
right.
gives you an arbitrary
Yeah, yeah,
deadline.
yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, I wasn't sure when you were going to start opening it up suggestions, so
I'm
that
gonna open it in January. I think I'm gonna end it in March. I've ended it in May before, and that's just this year I pushed it way too close. I felt like I couldn't really start planning the schedule until I closed it. To give everybody a fair shot at it.
yeah, and then you don't know what rooms we'll have until
Who knows?
who knows when. Hello,
Yeah, say that name. Joe. Say
Imlostifix.
it.
Imlostifix.
I'm Lost Phoenix.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. All right. I think we're ready. We're ready.
Are you ready to rumble?
No, I'm ready.
You ready to ready?
Yeah. All right. Kill that. I was gonna look up an app, but I'll put
What
that
a
away right now.
murderer.
No, I'm not trying to send you upstate to the professor. So, courtesy flush as Joe needs to. Oh my god.
Okay. Wait, actually, I can't. I've already opened 20 gifts today. I'll open it tomorrow.
Yeah, likely story.
Actually, I think we're gonna it'll trigger.
Snowflakes.
Oh no, it won't. But watch this. There you go, courtesy flush. I sent you a gift. I might not be able to open yours, but I can send you one.
All right. Welcome to the Pokemon GO Podcast, your #1 source for news, reviews, tips, and techniques on all the awesome stuff that happens in the week for Pokemon GO. I'm the Rock God of Podcasting, Charles McFall, and the man who didn't seem to get Concrud, even though we tried to give it to him hard, Joseph Hard.
I don't know what it was this year because I didn't come home with Concrud, and I came home to a house where everyone was hacking and sniffling, and so far I haven't gotten anything. Knock on wood. But yeah, good times. That lack of alcohol really helps the immune system.
I didn't have much of a lack of alcohol, and I came out just fine. But it does seem if it's done in great amounts like certain people do, then that does definitely seem to affect their health in adverse ways.
Yep. Or if you hang out with the botch
Yeah, I'm
guys too
talking to you,
much.
Phil. I'm talking to you, Phil. Kurt, see if you can listen. Talking to you. I'm alcohol shaming. Uh, so hey, man. Uh, Ventures in the week. Yeah, I spun a few new stops in downtown Atlanta because I made sure to kind of pay attention to that. Oh, okay. I had a crappy experience this week because I forgot, and there's nothing I can have done about it. I don't imagine, but I had completed a number of uh, the field research,
Okay.
and I had one waiting today. Today would be day 7, and I had it waiting, and I opened up the game, like, cool. It's got the circle there on the box. Let's go ahead and do it. And I forgot the stupid Eevee is in the stupid box. So I wait freaking box opening to get hippie Eevee. Like I needed another one of those.
Good old hippie Eevee.
So frustrated with that because one of my researches, I think it's a legendary research or something. One of my researches is get a legendary either by capturing them or out of the box, which would have been perfect if stupid hippie Eevee went in there munching on dog dip or whatever. I don't know what dogs munch on. That's like cat dip, but So I was frustrated. I was frustrated with that. How about you, Joe? What's your experience this week?
I had an alright week. Got a Deoxys raid in today. Also got a new shiny.
Oh, what'd you get?
A purple Phoebus. With really, really great stats. So good. And if you couldn't tell by my facetious stone, it's a 0-star Phoebus. So there's that. And then I traded for a shiny cast form with a guy. I always want to call him a boy, but I think he's actually 27 or something. But he's an autistic guy that I go to church with, and
Yes.
he was actually talking to me um, about how he's trying to get more friends in Pokemon Go, and he's having trouble getting more friends because if he knows you, he is a motor mouth, but if he doesn't know you, he's real quiet. And so, going up to random people and asking them to become friends he's never going to do it. So I actually, part of my experience this week, I reached out to Twitter and said, "Hey, I have an autistic friend. Will anybody add him as a friend?" And I put his friend code out there, and I got probably about 2 dozen replies saying, "I added him. I added
Nice.
him." And so yeah, that was pretty awesome. So just
That is
having the
really awesome.
community show up and help him out. So thank you so much.
Yeah, that's good. I know you mentioned him actually when we first started doing the show. He was talking to you about the game and this and that. So I remember you talking about it. So some of our adventures of the week from experiences of the week from our Discord, and how you get in our Discord is patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast, and donate to the show or pledge to the show. And it helps support us and lets us do more stuff and be awesome. And you get to be awesome with us. And you can get one of the things is you can get in the Discord. Popeye705 lists way too many shinies for me to even be comfortable reading out, but he caught a bunch of shinies as we ended recording last week. Uh, Sock Monkey got the hippie Eevee, but a shiny hippie Eevee.
Shiny
So
hippie Eevee.
that was cool. Let's see. There's different talks. Now, Fabian, you got looks like a shiny, shiny Houndour. So
Yep.
that's very cool. Terry Wolf, he kept posting pictures for us to feel sorry for. He's like, I'm in the hospital with a brain bleed, possible aneurysm. He's like putting up reasons. I'm like, it's all the effing pokey dust that you sniff. That can't be healthy, Terry. You cannot have that much stardust in your system. It's not for human consumption. Stop it. So that's your public safety announcement from Pokemon Go is stop using stardust. It's bad for humans.
Oh
Uh,
man, but in a
says,
serious note, get better, Terry.
No, Terry, just chill out and relax for a little bit. Give us some time to get that times 1040 to catch up with you. You know, I'm saying he'll be good. Terry's always good. That's why I'm giving him crap because Terry's good. Shift Works says apparently I think I sent him, I guess, Mr. Mime in an egg. So he got Mr. Mime. Oh,
A
it's
shiny.
a 3-star Mr. Mime.
And it's shiny.
Come on, man. I can't even get the shinies. Nicole hatched a Kangaskhan.
You have to hatch eggs to get the shinies. Well, sort of.
I'm working on it.
Just like you're working on the railroad?
Yeah. Carl on 160. Yeah, you can't just get into the Discord. You have to get into Patreon to do that. He tried to use a command, and which is a common command in most communities that have it. Ours is just behind Patreon. So you can do it that way. Yeah, Nicole got a near perfect Kangaskhan, which is really awesome. Did I mention that Nicole and I are lucky friends, which will do us no end of good?
Yeah, well, you'll have to wait till next year.
Does it not expire?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, my God. Can you have more than one lucky friend?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I like Nicole and all, but that's a year. That's a year before I might see her again. So I'm like, that's frustrating. Help me understand why this is an experience of the week from Professor Pine. 100%er. Oh, these are Hundies. Okay, That's 100% Roselia, 100% Head Crab from Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Zigzagoon Hundi. Okay, wow. Now you're just arrogant, Professor Pine. You're just throwing all these Hundies, man. Yeah. Sweet. Look at that one. So
well, and Sandshrew is shiny there, and so is the Suicune. So there's that.
I don't know enough about the Suicune to tell if it's shiny or not, and I don't see a little symbol or anything that usually tells me what I need to know. So that's it for Discord. Yeah, again, if you'd like to be a part of that community, patreon.com/Pokemon GO Podcast. Kango is shiny too. I don't know.
The Kangaskhan. Yes, the Kangaskhan that Nicole got was shiny.
Well, congrats everybody for rubbing it in our faces. We really appreciate
and that's her first Kangaskhan as well.
Is it not good enough that I said
no, it's not. You have to know everything.
Well, then this is the wrong show you've tuned into. Because Joe knows most of it, and he still doesn't know everything. I know nothing. I just run my mouth. That's what I do. Is there any particular order?
Yeah. I can't believe you skipped Fabian. He's in chat and everything. He has.
I didn't skip him. What Magby?
There's a shiny Magby in the chat. You're just ignoring people left and right. Whatever.
Oh, no, I'm on Discord. People. I read it from the Discord.
So is Fabian's Magbius.
I called Fabian out earlier. I said he got something. I said it. Rewind the tape.
Whatever you say.
Rewind the tape. I said it. It might not have been Magby, Fabian, but I called you out. You know what? You want to fix my brain bleed? Up your pledge.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No, I'm not going to be ugly. I'm not going to be ugly.
Oh, man.
Welcome to Trolling with Charles. So, I mean, now I got to go back to Discord and look. And see, because I called him out like the second name. Joe, put the headlines in order that you want while I look at this. Okay. Now y'all got me all kerfobbled.
Kerfobbled.
That. Oh, I called it Hound Hour. I'm looking from the. Oh, there's a Magby. Yeah, nobody cares, Fabian. You get one, man. You get one. You got your one. God, it's like we're trying to do a real show or something here, and we can't. I don't know. So, all right. Well, you put a number 2, but you didn't put a number 1. I can't get started.
There is a number.
Why
don't you just look?
Why don't you be faster, Joe? we got an infographic this week of from. Oh, I guess I got to click on it to get the actual source.
Wonderful one.
Thank you. I was looking at our post and wasn't on our post, and it just threw me off. Yeah, wonderful one, of course, via the Self Road Reddit. This is the one we talk about each week, and we're in week 2 of the Ultra bonus unlock, and we'll blow this up so I can read it a little better. It starts on. It's already been going right at this point. Started at 1 p.m. Pacific on September 9th, and it'll end September 16th at 1 p.m. Pacific. Deoxys appears in raids. Well, all the forms of Deoxys will appear in raids, as Joe was talking about with his experience of the week. There's 2x incubator effectiveness, 2 times. I know what X means, doesn't matter. And then Kanto regional Pokemon will appear in the 7K eggs. I've got one hatching incubating rather right now, but that's the only 7K egg that I have right now.
So why don't you get more? Oh, it's because you don't hatch enough and you don't open enough presents. Is that the problem here?
I'm feeling very targeted right now. I'm
should.
feeling called out, and
Because you were.
this is supposed to be a safe refuge for Pokemon players, and
We're not Dragon Con anymore.
Oh, Joe's coming with the evilness now. Because I'm not going to spend money on an incubator for virtual monsters.
Okay.
That's just me.
You don't have to spend real money if you would actually put your Pokemon in gyms.
Yeah, that 50 a day goes a long way. Let me just tell you.
Hey, every little bit helps.
I do it what I want, and I've got another one. So I've got another 7K ready to go after this one hatches.
There you
But
go.
it's got about 2K left to go on it, more or less. So, Lady Jasmine says, "I thought I wanted more 1K eggs, not 7K." I'll take a 1K, but I don't think that exists in this. Well, it does if you're using I guess you're using the incubator on the 2K as a 1K. Sorry, Lady Jasmine. Joe's been attacking me. Joe's got me all salty, and I'm usually that nice guy on the show. I'm the loving, kind one, and Joe's just Joe's just triggered me. That's all I'm saying. Joe, have you hatched any of the shinies, Joe?
No, not yet.
I figured that'd be in your experience, but just thought I'd ask. But yeah, that'll actually run until September 23rd, is what we've got going on there. Anything? We've covered a lot of this already, and we're going to cover it as the weeks pass. Is there anything new on here that you really want to hit on this graphic?
Well, so one thing is, the graphic says to be announced on the Turtwig Community Day move. That actually has been announced.
Okay.
We're gonna skip over to number 3. We're skipping number 2 for now. But Frenzy Plant is the move that has been announced for it. So that's a very, very good move. So make sure to get it. It was the predicted move. It was the expected move. But yeah, make sure you evolve your Turtwig and Grottles into... oh, shoot. I'm blanking on the big guy's name. That's okay. Torterra. It's Torterra.
Are you sure?
Yes. So I was trying to think because I knew it had Terra in it, and I was trying to remember what it was. Because Terra means Earth, and he's a giant. He's got basically the world on his back. Is the lore kind of behind the inspiration of him?
Those were amazing in Detective Pikachu, by the way.
Oh yeah, they were
so well animated. That was great. That was one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. But yeah, Frenzy Plant is going to make him a very good grass type attacker, and he's pretty tanky, so he should be pretty good in. I haven't run the numbers or looked up someone else that has run the numbers, but he should be pretty good for PvP. So,
do you think you could take Baby Ash out from our tournament at Dragon Con?
No, he's the best, like no one ever was. So
Man, he really was. He was something else. Um, but okay, so you also got here for Community Day grassy or standard lures. Just to get more Turtwigs, you're suggesting use burning one of our grassy lures?
So, no, you should not use it because grass lures actually do not spawn Turtwig. So you want to use normal lures, just like
So is that a
normal.
question on the headline? Grassy or standard lures? Or was it like we're comparing the two?
Yeah, they were comparing to see what you should do because special
Okay.
lures have double the spawns that standard lures have. But if your goal is more Turtwigs, you want so if your goal is more Turtwigs, you don't want to use you want to use the standard lure. But if your goal is to maximize the triple Stardust, then you do want to use the grassy or a special lure.
Because it'll pull an extra on top of it, which will get you more Stardust all the way around.
Yep.
I got you. I got you. Uh, remind me, I'm sure I could look at the graphic, but I'm not gonna. When is Community Day? Is it this weekend or next weekend?
It's this weekend. It's
This.
the 15th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. local time.
You know what? I've got the two little ones. I'll have to see what the weather's like. But we might actually go out.
The
If
weather on Sunday.
is it oh, crap! It's Sunday, not Saturday.
Sunday is supposed to be partly cloudy, high of 89 in Atlanta.
Yeah, I might be able to pull off from 11 to 2. I might get I will get whatever spawns next to the Poké Stop that I sit at, so I'll try to throw some regular lures on it. But I'm stuck in a building until 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Hmm.
So
So you're doomed.
yeah.
Doom, 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 doom.
Well, my kids are doomed because they don't go with me, so they're not going to get any piece of that.
Yeah, because Crosby was specifically mentioning during the party that she needed to play more Pokemon Go so she could go to Go Fest.
Yes, and she hasn't. So uh yeah. We'll have to see about that. It's a matter of so she likes events, right? She likes. I'm just in case everybody's wondering why I keep looking down. I'm trying to clear out my Pokédex so I can hatch some more stuff, uh, and catch more things. But she likes the idea of events. She loves going to Atlanta Comic Con with me. She's gone to Dragon Con in the past and loved it. She wants to go experience Pokemon Go Fest. I'm like, I can't take you unless we're better friends. Because I think that system worked really great this year. Overall, I imagine they're going to bring that back next year.
Well, you only have to trigger friendship for like a week to get to the friendship level.
Okay. Well, we should have that then. You know me, I don't remember what levels they are. I need her to befriend you so that the two of us, because we're going to be working together in tandem, and Barry. I need to friend you and Barry because we all kind of work together to get those tickets taken care of. So,
Yep.
um, honestly, beyond that, she doesn't really need to play more. I mean, she's the ultimate filthy casual, and just every once in a while with it. But she would have. I think she would enjoy the festival. I think she would love being out there catching the bajillion things that we get to catch and all that jazz. So that is cool. All right, so we do have an update going on. There's an unknown event, and I'm gonna have to click on this to get some
Well, so
more.
the unknown
more.
event was last week.
Yeah, but I know it was the there was an up. Yeah. So this is PM me your whale. Says I've hatched 1,121 eggs. Evidence shows Niantic changed rates during the event. So what's the TLDR on this thing?
Yeah, so he had actually made a thread several days earlier stating what he had seen so far for the results. And then he hatched another about 400 um, eggs and was looking at it. And yeah, they did change it. They tweaked the rates for most of the Pokemon spawning out of the 10K eggs and increased the unknowns slightly that were coming out of the 10K eggs. But they increased the rates heavily for Larvitar, Phoebus, Dratini, Shinx, and Beldum. So,
So
and
stuff that we can just catch in that tag community days mostly.
yeah.
Um, yeah, crap you don't want essentially.
Yeah, well, because uh, three of those have had community days, and one has had a special research day.
Yeah.
And then Shinx has been available in raids for quite some time. So, yeah.
I mean, that's honestly not uncommon in games. That's like Black Friday, right? Huge sale. Now, they'll pick one or two little items that are greatly reduced, but there's only 4 TVs at that price, right? But
Yeah.
everything else has huge discounts. If you actually go and pay attention in the store a week to 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time and note what you're wanting to shop for and watch the prices, you'll note they went up for Black Friday to be greatly discounted to be equal to what you would have gotten to. Sometimes it's a little less, but this is a standard practice of it's an equal price or a little bit higher than what the regular price was, but it's a perceived sale. That's true in gaming as well. Of okay, we're going to give you unknowns, right? But we really crank up the volume on the other stuff so that your unknown. It does say data suggest rates for unknown may have increased. It's a too small of a sample, but even if unknowns increased, everything else increased that much louder, right? That much more.
Yep.
So your odds maybe even got worse, even though the rates increased. That I hate when companies do that, but it is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not unethical.
100%. Like, especially like Amazon, you can use, what's that website? Camel, I think, to check
Really.
the trends of sales on Amazon. And so, especially like you were saying, Black Friday, you just watch and you'll see. I don't know why we're
Yeah.
talking about Black Friday and sales on the
It's
internet,
just
but
an analogy
yeah,
about how
yeah,
it bumped, so that people can understand that outside of gaming statistics. Uh, yeah, absolutely. It's all about paying attention and stuff. And honestly, you might have more fun playing like me. I just play. I just catch whatever shows up. I'll spend a few stops. I'll let my gotcha do a whole lot of heavy lifting for me, and then it's a beautiful surprise when I type in shiny and there's something new there. You know. uh, and there's not this week, but it is a beautiful list. Did I tell you I got a shiny Salamence from Barry? He
yes,
brought.
yeah. You mentioned that last week on air.
I might have to mention that a few more weeks. That's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So yeah, um, if you pay attention, that's the problem. That's the problem in this world. If you pay attention too much, you'll be highly disappointed by a whole lot of things. Ignorance is truly bliss, although it's not healthy. So, uh, now this has been confirmed. Regionals can be found as a shiny in the wild, not just hatched. But I'm assuming it's going to stay in its own region other than being hatched.
Yep, exactly. You
Gotcha.
are exactly right. So basically, what happened is they turned on the shinies,
Yes.
and then they also put them in 7K eggs. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yep, yep.
So,
So
very cool.
we here can find the green bull. You know, they really ought to make him red. Just saying,
I was
but
going to say that. Sponsorship opportunity for making a red with a blue mane. He did the Red Bull. Red Bull. So that would be that would have been perfect. So Nicole, I need you to catch a green Mr. Mime because I believe that's
and
Austria's.
then you could do your lucky trade. You could have a lucky green Mister Mime.
See, there we go. And I'll catch you a green bull, and we'll just trade that way. Uh, and I'm assuming you haven't seen any of the regional shiny. Well, it'd be the Taros for you, but you haven't seen any of the shiny regionals.
No, I haven't. I haven't found the shiny Tauros yet.
Yeah. All right. So we got new Team Go Rocket lineups.
Yeah, so they're constantly shifting up the lineups a little bit here and there. But what I really like about this infographic is it not only shows the possible teams, but it also tells you which Pokemon you can catch afterwards. So any of the sections that are in green are the ones that you can catch afterwards.
Oh, that gets a boo on a lot of these.
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. There's only a handful where you're like, ooh, nice. But
Okay, I absolutely want to go up against the three Magikarps though, just just because,
the,
just
the
because,
triple
man.
carps.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, the one I just went up against. No, I think it's that one. I think it's a scared of psychic powers. I think I got a drowsy out of it. I don't know because I traded them. I mean, I candied them. I didn't care about having a evil drowsy, but yeah, man, the Snorlax one. No matter what that lineup is with Snorlax, is it's going to be a beast.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough lineup there. The triple Snorlax, or I'd the one I'd rather face is that top one though, the Snorlax, Poliwhirl, Gyarados.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But but yeah,
Second would be the Corellia and Dragonite.
yeah. Basically, you're almost with the exception of what is it, four of the lineups, five of the lineups, you're guaranteed to be getting the first Pokemon that you battle.
Yeah, I mean that seems to be the case pretty much across the board. You've got a chance. Like the do you know how hot Pokemon Fire Breath can get? You've got a chance at some evolutions, but more than likely not going to happen.
Yep.
Um, yeah. Now here's this one I want to ask you about. The fighting type with this hit.
I
That's hit.
haven't run into that yet. The Hitmonchan,
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna ask, what team do you take against that?
oh,
It's just three Hitmonchamps.
Psychic,
Okay.
Psychic or Flying type are gonna wreck them.
All right. So
Hitmonchan isn't that tough. So even though I haven't run into this, I don't imagine it being that hard to beat.
I gotcha. Um, yeah, I try to think about it. I'm trying to think of which ones I fought. I haven't fought a ton. I haven't even got my medal yet because I think 10 is the medal. I think I've done 7 at this point, give or take. I do forget to check at work before and after when I arrive and before I leave. I do forget to check to see if it's a rocket uh, uh, stop. Um, and I tried to get one yesterday when I was downtown Atlanta, but the drift, as soon as I hit it, the drift pulled me away, and I wasn't able to do that. But I am trying to. I do find them fun. I actually find the whole Team Go Rocket aspect of this game quite enjoyable, and try to do more with it for sure.
Did you see Fabian's advice in chat
No, see, that's why
for
I just
the?
typed in, my chat's not working right because I
Oh,
typed in dash. I can see my own thing, but I can't see anybody else's messages apparently.
okay. So you were asking what to use against Hitmonchan. Fabian just says use that shiny Lugia that you've got.
Dead to me.
The trifecta
What?
has been
What?
created.
Why is this? What is with this hate of the filthy casual? I don't understand. Why y'all got to be all trolling and mean and stuff. Um. So, rated schools of Pokemon though have been escaping their Pokeballs and those gyms that we call a prison for them, and are being found in the wild. So watch out for Pokemon dressed in orange jumpsuits. You want to avoid eye contact and don't let them in your car. But yeah, what do we have? What do we have going on here? This is from heavy.com. This is one of the few times we actually use a headline, Joe. You didn't just pull
Oh.
from self road.
Yeah, so heavy.com, which is getting their information from Cerebi, um, there's reports of raid exclusive Pokemon such as Absol and Mawile appearing in the wild. In addition, people have been seeing a lowland form, so a lowland sandshrew and a lowland vulpix being found in the wild. Um,
Nice.
and so, yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of greatness. Um, these might be somewhat region. So far, the only report, or at least as of the creation of this article, the only report of a lowland sandshrew is in the Netherlands. So,
What's going on in your? Oh no, that's part of the song playing. It fit the purple swirls right in your screen. Like, how'd you get your game to do that? I want more purple swirls in my game. It was overlay on Twitch. I apologize to the podcast audience. Uh, well, I know at Go Fest, right? We've seen the Absol Wild. Obviously I could be wrong. It's been a hot minute since we were at Go Fest. I thought Mawile was in the wild at Go Fest specifically as well.
you're right. But
Okay.
they haven't been wild out and about the rest of the
Right.
world. Yeah.
But then obviously that probably was just a test to see. That's where I get 3 or 4 Absols from there. Um, so yeah, I would love. Well, I've had the Lowland Sandshrew. I actually have a Lowland Vulpix. So I must have hatched those because I've had both of those. I still don't have the Marowak. I still don't have the Lowland Marowak yet. Yeah, I'd like to have it. So, uh, Clamperl. Was that only a hatch? I did not realize Clamperl was only a hatch.
Uh, they say that it's normally only found as research rewards. That's misleading. They are very rare in the wild, but yes, they are spawning out and about in the wild right
I
now.
I did evolve my Clamperl into its ugly snake form.
Huntail?
Okay. Yes, Huntail. Um, and that was see, I know we talk about these things. I actually have a book. I know I could look these things up beforehand. I love the element of surprise, and having that little pearl clam, all happy can be, turn into this vicious Huntail. That was a surprise. Man. I was like, "Woo! Look at that!" And it was cool. I thought about keeping it as my walking buddy, but then decided against it because I need to evolve some others, and I'm actually working on because I have a research task to evolve a Phoebus. So I have to do the 20K walk with it, right? So
Yep.
I'm walking my Phoebus right now. So I have evolved Phoebus already before. Was that melodic? That's what it goes to?
Yes.
That's cool. I'm always surprised when I actually get something right with the names. Uh, but I'm doing it now so that I can get that West knocked off. Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Let's see.
Recording.
I
I
want to
love
talk
you.
about the maps.
That's awesome.
That.
I love you.
What's your toy? I'll give it to you tomorrow. Come
Go,
on, sweetie.
I
You
love
gotta
you.
quit.
I told you tomorrow.
You gotta catch those peaches when you can, Joe.
I told you tomorrow. I love you.
Come on, sweetie.
Oh man. So we'll talk about I love it. I will talk about OpenStreetMap and Go. And apparently there's some map troubles that are going on that Niantic needs to fit. Niantic. I just made it sound weird. Niantic needs to
Alright.
fix. Um
Apparently, my microphone
so,
didn't want to mute the first time, so you heard probably most of that.
oh yeah, man. That's why I was in your ears going, catch that Pichu when you can. You better catch that Pichu because your kids are babies and yeah. That was funny. Um, but okay, so what is OpenStreetMap? That something? Is that how you suggest things in English? What is? Because obviously it's one word, OpenStreetMap. So is that app? What is that, and
So,
would it need to be updated?
Pokemon Go used to pull information from Google Maps. probably about 2 years ago, maybe, they switched over to OpenStreetMaps.
Okay.
And basically what this does is it pulls data of new roads, new subdivisions, new geotagging. So, for instance, a guy at work has been manipulating OpenStreetMap so that he's hoping to turn one of our areas that's next to our work, which is it's technically a park, but it's a tiny, tiny little Civil War memorial, is what it really is.
Okay.
There's a cannon and some placards and some information and some flagpoles. But anyway, he's trying to turn that on OpenStreetMap so that it's marked as a park. Because if it's marked as a park, it could theoretically become an EX eligible
Right.
gym.
Right.
And so OpenStreetMap is an open source map that allows people to come in and input data to try to keep it up to date. And apparently, since Pokemon Go started using OpenStreetMap, they have been the people that run it have been pleasantly surprised and pleased with the amount of information that has come in to OpenStreetMap.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, some of the things that there are some issues with OpenStreetMap, specifically how Niantic uses them. So there's different things like natural bay. So if something is marked as a bay, it blocks Pokemon from spawning, which is ironic because in the early days you could see spawns in the ocean and stuff like that. But if an entire area is marked as a bay, so for instance, the image that they have here on the Sylph Road is the Saronic Gulf west of Athens, Greece. There is a huge section of it that's marked as a bay, and so they don't get any spawns. That's over 3,000 square kilometers of the island that has no Pokemon since March.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not that definitely something needs to be fixed. I did try to I'm on openstreetmap.org and I tried to look at my home address. It did not like it.
Oh, really?
Apparently, and I zoomed in. Yeah, I did the whole scroll in, scroll in, scroll in, and apparently, I instead of making it SE, which is where it is in the U.S. Post Office and everywhere else, I have to actually spell out southeast, or I won't find it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm wondering if I can't suggest that my house is a war memorial as well. Stop on my fire pit like I've always wanted. Yeah, my birthday's coming up, Niantic. That'd be a great birthday present. Just drop a Pokestop on my fire pit.
Your birthday's coming up just in a couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah. Niantic can hook me up, Uncle John. I need you, man, Uncle Hanky. Let's do this. So, but this is not my kind of map. I know there's lots of people who love to help build community and contribute to the greater good, and more power to you. I mean, it's one of the reasons I like Waze, is because now that I'll do is if I hit traffic in Waze and I'm using it, I'll tap traffic to let people know. But that's about as far as I go into real world community building and apps. So this is definitely something that I think is awesome. And I can definitely see where the Pokemon community has really embraced it because, like your buddy, your friend at work, here's some more information because it'll benefit you, which will benefit me, type of
Yep.
deal. And yeah, that the island thing that you got the natural plateau, natural valley,
Which the
and,
natural plateau and the natural valley are good because they tend to spawn nests.
right. I can see here where it says they can eclipse entire urban areas, flooding them with a single species.
That's very true too. We've seen areas where an entire city is marked as a natural plateau or valley, and the entire city is one giant nest. So that can be an issue.
Yeah. So I can see why this needs to be updated. Uh, how does that happen? I mean, do we as the external community using it go in and try to help update it? Does Niantic
Um,
contact them?
so these areas could be a lot of times are probably correctly marked with what they are. Niantic probably needs to rework some of their algorithms. For instance, a gym later on it talks about EX eligibility. An area that's marked as a park, if there is a highway nearby, um, it will block the EX eligibility. Or if it's surrounded by a highway loop, it will apparently it could cause it to.
How big of a loop? Because I imagine the parks in Atlanta are marked parks, but it's Atlanta is surrounded by 285.
Yeah, I think that's I was wondering that too, but I imagine that's too big of a loop.
I gotcha. I would hope so. I would really hope so. That it's too big of a loop. Um, yeah, no, that's something. If you're a coder, if you're somebody who understands these kind of things, if you're just a kind of person who wants to contribute to the community, this is where you can get involved. Get on OpenStreetMap, read the rules of the terms of service and how it's supposed to be, and maybe you can help update the maps, which in turn can ultimately help update the game. And then, of course, Niantic needs to be on their side, working on their coding and whatnot as well. I wonder why, other than licensing issues, money, I wonder why they might have left Google, because wasn't Niantic didn't at least start out under the Google umbrella?
Yeah, they did. They did. It's because Google didn't communicate a lot of some of their changes. At least this is just my inference. But there was early on where Google didn't communicate changes. They made changes to Google Map, and it completely wiped out sections of the map in Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah. You don't necessarily want that to happen.
Yeah. So.
Weird. All right. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, money. Let's talk about. We'll do the lawsuit last. Let's talk about the Pokemasters revenue, which is a new game in the mobile sphere, right?
It is. Have you downloaded it? I have not personally, but
No, because I never know anymore, to be honest with you, what's a legit Pokemon game and what's a Chinese knockoff. Or
you're not wrong.
Because I remember I telling you, oh, Joe, this is when we first started the show. Oh, Joe, man, did you hear about this game? And you're like, yeah, no, that's not official. Like, but it has Pikachu. It literally uses ours. Like, no, it's still not official. So I kind of avoid it, to be honest with you. What's Pokemon Masters all about?
So for my understanding of it, and we've talked about it a little bit here and there, is that it allows you to play against Pokemon from the main series games, not Pokemon. Well, it is Pokemon, but it's trainers. So the Pokemon Masters from various games, and so you can run into Red. You can run into all kinds of different Brock, Misty, just all kinds of different Pokemon in it, or Pokemon trainers, and face off against them. and yeah, so this, like this article says, Pokemon Masters, it's not Pokemon Go. It's not it hasn't hit the market as strong as Pokemon Go, but in this first week it's made $26 million. It is still an official Pokemon endorsed game. So
okay, well, there you go. Is that something you're going to pick up?
We'll see. That's all.
Right.
I was about to download it live on air, and then I realized I'm about to put my password in, and mobile shows those. even though it turns them into dots later, it shows those characters for a brief moment, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, now you gotta be smart, man. Shop at smart. So the last story of the night is going to be Niantic pays $4 million in a trespassing lawsuit. Is this something that we introduced a new system? Is this something we were following before? Because this doesn't sound familiar.
So we followed it a little bit. This class action lawsuit started 3 years ago.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the class action lawsuit specifically around trespassing. There were 12 plaintiffs, and yeah, okay. So there were some people that players had knocked on their door to go into their back garden. Is one of the instances.
I thought those were fake stories. That really happened?
On some of it, apparently, yeah.
Why would you knock on a stranger's door to catch a pocket monster? I legit thought those were spoof stories that we talked about in the first year that we're in. And I'm like, no, that's not real.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Niantic is going to pay out the $4 million to settle this, get it done with. In addition, it's apparently $1,000 each to the plaintiffs for their troubles.
Right.
So the majority of the payout is actually going towards legal fees for the last 3 years. Each of the plaintiffs is only getting $1,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the people who are making bank here are the lawyers, and that's it.
That's how that goes. So that means that it says 12 plaintiffs, so that's $12,000 that the plaintiffs are getting. The rest of that $4 million is going to the court system and the lawyers. Not all lawyers. Some of it's the actual court system, but still. Yeah, and Fabian says, I've always wondered how did they know the Pokemon were there? Because it's not just people knocking on doors, but it's the fact that they knew the Pokemon were showing up on their property.
Well,
right?
So back in the early days, there were maps. Because there were tons of spoofing accounts that would create maps where everything is. Now, that's one possible explanation. Another one could be we also had the footprints early on. So if they circled the house and the footprint never changed, theoretically they could deduce that it was in their backyard. And yeah, there's a few things here and there.
Yeah, I like one of the comments is, doesn't Pokemon Go make like 4 million in an afternoon? You're not wrong. It kind of does.
But there is a section of this that I'd like to point out to you that
all right,
you may not like. That Niantic has committed to removing all Pokestops close to single-family homes, with the promise that no more will be added in the future.
That's why we have to get on openstreetmaps.org and make sure it's marking my home as a Pokestop friendly place.
This is a park.
And my
this
neighbors.
isn't a home. This is a park.
Yeah. I'll let you come up in my front yard to spin it. I mean, this is Georgia. Nobody gets out of their car. They just drive up, spin, and move on. It's all good. All right. So yeah, I keep getting messages, Joe, that my audio is being weird.
It is a little clippy. Yep.
I don't know what to do. I turned it down because usually when things clip, it's too loud. But then they said I was too quiet. I turned it up, and
it could be just Zoom acting up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll figure it out for next week, everybody. We'll figure it out. I'm hoping on the recording. I'll have to play the recording back later. But on my end, the recording might be clean. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, we'll do it in that order. Real quick, everybody, if you would like to support the show here on twitch.tv, you can subscribe. And if you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can do that for free. They give you tokens to give to your favorite creators, and we hope that you give some of that to us. You can also cheer with bits and do those kind of things, and have your name be number one as the bit boss up there. And again, on the podcast, which by the way, everybody should be downloading the podcast and help us out there. That'd be amazing. And podcasts are really easy to tell your friends about. Say, hey, listen to this real quick, and you pass it on that way. It's really cool. But you can go to patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast and help us out. Pledge to the show, be part of our Discord, and get some cool swag and those kind of things. And I haven't heard that we've had a sale for a while on Cafe Press. For a minute there, every other day there was a sale on Cafe Press, or not Cafe Press. That is a way old podcaster site that we used to go make merch. Tiny.cc/GSTU. That's all capitals: G, capital S, capital T, capital U.
Yeah,
Um,
there's not a sale going on. It's so
oh
sad.
no! Your shirts and your stickers and mugs and all kind of cool stuff from Pokemon Go. Hey Joe, it's about time we start working on a new design for our merchandise.
Okay,
So
I've got several ideas.
Cool, cool. I've got none, but I'll probably try my hand at something anyway. So, with that being said, Joe, what time is it?
It is time for random trivia. And this week I wanted to talk about Patrat and Watchdog. Sorry, I keep saying Watchdog. It's actually Watchog or Og. Watchog. But yeah. Anyway, these are two Gen 5 Pokemon that will be popping up starting next week. And along with that, I don't think we mentioned this, but Shiny Mewtwo will be available starting the 16th. We've mentioned it a few times, but just as a reminder since it is next week. They are Patrat is the Scout Pokemon, whereas Watchog is the Lookout Pokemon. Patrat talks about how it stores food in its cheeks so that it can keep watch for days. So it doesn't have to leave its post. You know, first rule of a stakeout: make sure you've got enough food so you don't have to leave, right? Something like that. But not too many liquids. Something like that, right? And then Watchog, its evolution. These are both normal types, by the way. The Lookout Pokemon, its Pokedex entry talks about how when it sees an enemy, its tail stands up high and actually spits seeds of berries that it has stored in its cheeks at the enemy. So that is what it does. These are interesting. Watchog almost looks like he's wearing a vest with his little yellow stripes. But yeah, so Patrat shares its category. Once again, that's the Scout Pokemon. Shares its category with Sentret.
Okay.
And it has the lowest base stat total of any Pokemon in Gen 5. So these are going to be, awesome for PvP, right? Something
Theoretically,
like that. Yeah. So Patrat, based on a prairie dog, chipmunk, meerkat, something along those lines. The name comes from patrol and rat, which could also be a play on pack rat. And then Watchog, it is based off of a groundhog or a meerkat. And like I said before, with that jacket, some people have commented that it looks like it might be a safety vest, as if it's, in elementary school, safety patrol or something like that. And then the Watchog comes from watch and groundhog.
okay, that's cool.
So
I wonder if it sees its shadow if we get 3 more months of shinies.
we can only hope.
That'd be really cool. I'm actually looking it up in my my book so I can see what this thing looks like. Excuse me. Yeah, it's all right. I love the possible moves: roto tiller, baton pass. Super fang. As in, fang is the regular version. Super fang.
Yeah, but don't confuse that with Hyper Fang.
Oh no, you wouldn't want to ever do that, right? Sounds like people ran out of ideas. What else you got on this one?
That's about it. And we will start seeing him popping up, his shadows popping up next week.
That I'm looking forward to for sure. All right, before we get out of here, it is also time for something else. It's time for the speak pipe. We've got one
Pipe.
known awesome person and one anonymous awesome person. So let's see how this works out.
Hey, you guys, Chicken Nashville here, and I'm from Nashville. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch for a while, being on vacation in Cincinnati because of luck. I've been in the swimming pool having cocktails. I've been driving. I've been having mocktails, and I just want to ask a question for Charles.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take you to cop all Gen 5 Pokemon?
Oh, shut
It
up.
took you about 3 years to get that. How long is it going to take for this new generation? Maybe you'll have it in 2025. The show, I crave, I need, I want the Joe, and I'll be in touch. I don't know when, but I'll be in touch. Peace out, you guys. Cheek.
All right. Well, seeing as I haven't hit 100% on Gen 3, I don't know what to tell you. So it could take a while. Yeah. What about you, Joe? What's your over under? What do you think I'm gonna do?
When you'll finish your Gen 5 decks? I think 2025 sounds good.
Okay.
Did you see Mr. You're not in chat, huh? So Mr. Tambourine said, did Cheeky Nashville mean 2025 the year or in 2025 years?
Oh, that's cool.
But you know what that really means right there? Mr.
What?
Tambourine is confident that Pokemon Go will be around for the next 2 millennia.
Well, we'll take that. And then here's the anonymous one right here.
Whoa, hold on there, horsey. It's Cheeky Nashville. I listened to the podcast because I recorded before I listened to the podcast. I heard what Blitz said. I listened to Blitz whilst eating my grits. Anyways, I crave the Joe from my head to my toe, and that's how I do it, and I go with the flow. I've been craving Joe for 3 months, not 24 hours, and I got nothing wrong with me. So, yeah, eat my shorts.
Oh, Blitz. It's on, Blitz. The proverbial the proverbial Pikachu with a hat has been thrown into the ring. So I guess we gotta wait for your voice response. I love to eat my shit. That was funny. So if you would like to be a part of that voicemail battle, which is actually turning into be a very funny thing, go to PokemonGoPodcast.com. Over on the right-hand side of the screen is a green tab. You click that, and any device with a microphone that touches the internet, like your iPhone, tablet, PC, whatever, as long as you have a microphone and you can get on the internet, you can leave a voicemail from anywhere in the world, and we'd love to have it play on the show. Joe, what do they need to know to crave you for more than 24 hours?
Just make sure your body's ready.
Well, obviously, Terry will not. Right.
That's true. But you can also find me online at Joseph_Ard, so you can get your fix instead of just the weekly podcast episodes.
Yeah, man. Oh, you know what? You will have one coming up where you're going to need a guest. We need to talk about that as soon as we stop the recording. I got to look at my calendar, but you'll have a night coming up where you're going to have to ride either solo or with somebody tagging in for me. So, but if you'd like to be on the show, either with your comments, your reviews, or to say, hey,
Send me
I
a
would love to
message in Discord.
well, there's that. Or you just email show at PokemonGoPodcast.com, and that'll get you taken care of. The speak pipe, you can leave messages there, and we don't listen to them before the show. So if you say something that doesn't need to be on air, that you're somehow leaving us a voicemail, you'll need to start it with, "Hey, this is just for you guys," so we know to hit the stop button. I like those instant reactions, right, Joe? No idea Cheeky was anonymous. We had no idea he was coming back with a throwdown. It was great. Get Brad. We miss him.
Did you mean Brian?
Oh, he might mean Brian. Yeah. Okay. Why would I listen beforehand, Nicole? That takes the fun out of it. Reddit is r/Pokemon Go Podcast. Facebook is Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. Twitch is twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. TeePublic is tiny.cc/GSTU, as we said before. And like you said, Joe, you're at Joseph_Ard. I'm at Rock God of Pod all across social medias. Just look me up. And until next time, tune in to hear Joe say.
Cheeky Nashville is about as watchful as Patrat, I think.
Yeah.
Bah! Brian!
164 episodes. You finally got one that just didn't work.
I don't know. Last time I mentioned my son brought in Gatorade. I was so distracted last time when he walked in. I was like, Then again, I was so distracted when he walked in this time too.
Honestly, you do need more of that because it'll get you used to being able to flow through distractions. I used to have my kids run up into my studio as I'm talking. I wouldn't even break stride. I keep talking. They'd get up in my lap. They'd wave to everybody. They'd get off, and I'm still just on my roll. I don't know if I can do that now, but yeah, it helps. It is fun. It brings a nice, wholesome family moment. But that's neither here nor there. If you're still live on Twitch, the podcast has ended, and we are going to be voting for the title of the show. I did that backwards. I'm also trying to do some changes that aren't going to mess up while we're doing the show, doing the recording. And I noticed that I have to actually change something else here. I'm so excited. I got Borderlands 3 preloaded. That's still going to play it, but I'm excited.
You know what I'm excited to start playing?
What?
Final Fantasy VIII Remastered.
I think that was my first one that I beat, and I'm not actually excited to play it again. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just going, okay.
I think Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Fight me.
No, I mean everybody has their favorite. There's no fight. I mean, when you phrase it like that, anybody who wants to disagree with you is honestly inherently wrong.
Yeah,
you know?
because they're going to convince me that a different one's my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's your favorite. So, yeah, there's nothing on that. Yeah, I changed up my input and output devices on my control panel because I looked up. I'm using an app called Voice Meter, and Bill of Run Jump Stomp had said he never could quite get it to work to make him happy. Fabian, let me put that in the Twitch here for you. But I don't think it's Zoom tonight. I think it's the Voice Meter. I've got to do some things to tweak it. But thank you everybody for putting up with the clipping audio. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole just took care of that, Fabian.
Yep. All day.
9:30.
Except you're taking, what, an hour break to talk about Dragon Con? Is that what I heard?
No, we're gonna take a 2-hour break for dinner.
Hmm.
So I don't understand why the schedule I put out was so confusing. It was like there's spots during the week that there's people who want to schedule time with me to talk about Dragon Con or other stuff, and then there's one that says Borderlands 3 ride along Monday the 16th only. And I had a number of people. And obviously, I did something wrong. I just can't see what it is that would make it so confusing. But I had a number of people like, "Oh, we're not recording something about Dragon." I was like, "No, it was because I literally made it for one person who in Discord wanted to talk to me about the leadership team." So then I put it out and said, "Hey, if you've got stuff you want to say about Dragon Con, like how it works, or ask me questions, or just discuss how you can help." I don't know. I don't know what I did, but I had a couple people like, "Oh, we're not recording." I was like, "No, this is legit. Just giving you time to conversate." So no, on the 16th, it'll be all Borderlands. We're gonna do 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and then it'll be I think around 5. We'll break for dinner, and we'll take 2 or whatever hours for that because Phil's gonna spend time with his family and hang out and all that, and then we'll get back at it. We'll know on Monday when we'll announce the exact time that we'll come back, but it'll probably be between 7 and 8 p.m. and then we'll go to midnight.
Okay.
And there are still slots to sign up if people want to come in and voice chat and whatnot. We can put that out there. Something I'm excited about, Joe, is this game. I'm pulling up the voting here as well. But this it has audience tools in it, so that and we are going to absolutely have those active. So then, like stuff will happen special in the game that the Twitch audience is supposed to be able to affect. Like a big badass boss shows up, and I didn't quite read how it works, but essentially the audience can do certain things, and then the badass boss's name will, I think it's bits. They can throw bits at it, and then whoever is the bit boss, their name gets put on that boss to fight us.
That's cool.
Yeah, and there's stuff like loot crates show up at levels, and they can vote on what's in the loot crates and that kind of thing.
Speaking of, Loot Crate declared bankruptcy.
Oh, it's the company did?
Yep.
That's sad.
They're going to be fulfilling their current outstanding orders and then they're belly up. All right. Mr. Tambourine took it. Someone voted to break the three-way tie. So too much Poké Stardust is bad for your system is the title for this week. Did we even read the titles?
No. Go ahead and throw that out there. People can still vote, so I'm making sure. Yeah, I did render. I'm good.
Okay. So the titles were Too Much Poké Stardust is Bad for Your System. It's sitting at 5 votes. Let's Raid Area 51 to Rescue Shiny Mewtwo from Fabian with 3 votes. Charles will finish his Gen 5 Pokédex in 2025 with 3 votes. Welcome to Trolling with Charles from Mr. Tambourine with 2 votes. Eat My Shorts with 2 votes. And A Wild Sun Has Appeared with 1 vote. So
I like the title.
Yep. Sounds good. And I've been looking at those statistics. I don't think I dropped any frames this whole time.
Oh, good for you, man.
0% dropped frames. Love it. And the CPU usage has hovered around 6.5%. I love my new computer.
I'm going to do that tutorial later.
Yeah, doing everything that I'm doing right now on my old computer would make it have a seizure.
Yeah, you don't have to write stuff. I'm assuming that my audio is still kind of clippy.
It is kind of clippy.
I'm gonna do I've changed some things. I'm gonna have to do a reset, and that's okay.
Okay. See, I tried rebooting mine because I thought it was on my end.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a thing with voice meter, and it's gonna break my heart if this isn't gonna work, and I'll have to find something else because the idea of it really works well. But because for those at home, what we're talking about is this audio software that lets me separate my game audio and the Zoom audio from having guests on, and route everything to where certain people only hear certain things.
It's a software mixing board, is what it is.
But yeah, and apparently it's not working correctly with Zoom. So
How to set up voice meter banana for OBS.
let's see. Yeah, no, it's on the right microphone. Let's try that.
You know what it could be? Oh, I
What's
hear
that?
myself now.
I thought you hear yourself there.
What it could be, I was having an issue with OBS because my microphone in my system settings was set to a different hertz value than it was in OBS.
Okay. Yes, that is definitely something I have to look at. I just don't know where to find. Well, 44.1, I see it now.
Because
The hardware
mine
app.
was doing exactly what yours is doing now, where it was clippy noise and yeah, and so I got that all fixed in OBS.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out. It's just gonna take it's gonna take a hot minute.
So my wife told me to update my because your birthday's coming up and my birthday's coming up too.
Yes,
Because I think we're a week apart, something like that.
that sounds right.
So she told me I needed to update my Amazon wish list so that she had some ideas of what to get me. I don't think anything I added would be within the budget she'd allot for herself to get me. I added like Heil PR40 and a Shure SM 7B and that live track mixer and all kinds of stuff. Like maybe the one thing that she could get me would be that light that I mentioned early before we started actually doing the show.
Yeah, no, I get that absolutely. Like I've made a Dragon Con wish list for the track, and it's got Zoom soundboards and 6 of the Shure SM7s or the ILPR40s, 12 actually, because 6 for one room, 6 for the other. Yeah.
You know how crazy that would be if we had that on stock every year?
That'd be stupid crazy.
Nicole's asking you time, question mark.
Oh yeah, I need to get ready for FTH Beyond. That's
Okay.
what she's saying. And
All
a
right.
big shout out to Nicole0991, who is our digital media manager for Giant Size Team Up. She's modding all the channels. She's of course been coming here since really early days, and she's moving these videos over to YouTube. And
Yeah, the Clippy is gone.
okay, so I've been tweaking behind the scenes, and I've been changing buffers. And for geeks, you'll know what I'm talking about. For everybody else, don't worry about it. But I've been changing some buffer sizes and whatnot. So it might have been that I doubled the buffer size on my specific setting. So we'll see if it lasts. So that'd be cool if that worked. But yeah, Nicole is moving everything over, and actually, I want to check and see. We might be close to the subscription, the follower subscriber level on Giant Size Team Up to name our channel. But let's see. Nope, we're at 64. I think we need 100. We need 100 followers of the Giant Size Team Up. But yeah, although the last Pokemon one is with Garrett. Garrett's on there, but Nicole's been moving this stuff over. Or well, you know what? I can't say that because YouTube does some weird stuff nowadays. It mixes up the videos and whatnot. I don't know about the order. You'd think it'd be. YouTube was doing stuff so good, and they just updated. And they're doing stuff sideways. But yeah, please follow our channel. I'm gonna go, and I'll catch everybody next week.
All right, bye.